So this side's a bit of a mess because that's where the cables come in for Starlink and antennas and stuff like that. Fuck. I am back in my van, just at the garage now, just picking it up. And yeah, I can't tell you how happy I feel after 6 weeks of being without my home. It's so nice to be back in the van. So let's give a quick recap. So 6 weeks ago, engine went pff, didn't go bang or pop, it just went pff, just stopped working. Then took a few days to get it back to the garage from where I was in Luxembourg, and then since then it's been in the garage. Now the first stage of this was to understand what went wrong, which took a little bit longer than expected because they wanted to know exactly what went wrong, because it wasn't that long ago that it went in having a cam belt done, so we wanted to make sure that it wasn't anything they'd done. It then turned out that it was the cams, but it was the chain driven part of the cams where one of the cam cogs at the end of the cam had actually just shattered with metal fatigue. So there was a bit of delay then trying to go back to Peugeot with this, who turned out, I think there's like been 2 of these in the UK that have failed, or 2 or 3, and I'm included in that. And therefore there was a discussion with Peugeot, the parts supplier and everything, to say, you know, this obviously is quite a unique circumstance. Anything you can do on parts prices or anything else like that. And what they did, they came in with a few parts discounted, the cams, the chain, the cam kit and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, that was appreciated. Obviously it's not covered everything by any stretch of the imagination, because obviously the top end of the engine had to come off. There's all sorts of bearings and everything else in there, you know, piston rings, pistons, bottom bearings, oil pump, vacuum pump. There's been quite a lot of items that have been replaced while the engine's been rebuilt. We've done the engine, gearbox, clutch, like I say, every part of the engine's been gone over, and any part of it that seemed a bit has been replaced. So there's a couple of pulleys or pulley tensioners, they've been sorted out, water pump, and then we've done, obviously, like I say, they've done oil changes to filter through anything that might have been collected while the engine's been rebuilt, and they've done 3 oil changes. And then I'm in the van now, and after 500 miles they want it back to do a final oil change, and at the same time as that they are going to put it back to the sort of the state it was before in terms of power, because right now they've limited the power output. So up until about sort of 50 miles an hour I've got around about half power, and then sort of like 5th and 6th gear on a motorway you can't pull away or anything like that. So it's a very different vehicle to drive, but obviously they wanted to go through this to make sure that it wasn't on full power if they did find any swarf or any bits of metal on this final or next oil change. Anyway, engine runs sweet as. So now I'm going to head off to see Mandy, who's down dealing with all the family stuff that I mentioned in a previous video over on the John and Mandy channel. And yeah, I'm going to go and help her out with all the family stuff that she's dealing with. And yeah, whilst we're doing that, I've got a few little jobs that I want to do on the van. One of them, as you can see under the bed there, is a bit of foam. I've not been happy with my mattress for about a year now. It was an IKEA kind of one, about 200 quid-ish or something like that, and I've just not been happy with it. It's a bit too soft, so I bought that foam to help go on top of the caravan's cushions that you put together as a bed, and that was brilliant. So I've ordered a new mattress, so I'm going to replace the mattress. I am going to keep that though. I'm going to put it under the seat cushion of my little sort of like side seat there, because that in itself is probably too thin. So I'm going to put that under it, which give it more padding, so hopefully make it more comfortable, as well as just go through the van. And now I've got it back, a bit more TLC. We won't be traveling for some time because of the, like I say, the family stuff that's going on. So there won't be any travel content as such, new travel content, but I want to try and make sure that the van is absolutely totally ready, and Mandy's van as well. So Mandy's van needs a service, so I'll be sorting that out as well. She's got the use of a car at the moment from her family, so her van's not getting used that much, so it'll be easy enough to sort out her service. Put a new diesel heater in her van and my van, and yeah, like I said, just get ready for the next time we're ready to hit the road. The upgrades. So a few little changes coming. I'm deciding that I'm getting rid of my cupboards. It was kind of driven by the new mattress I got, which is a lot higher, which meant that the space between the mattress and the bottom of the cupboard is a little bit less. I kept smacking my head on it, or I keep smacking my head on it. And when I built these, I didn't know what I was doing. I still don't know what I'm doing. There is no change. So they're not possibly the lightest or the best construction quality or anything else. So I bought some pre-made ones. I'm not going to spoil it, so you'll see it in a minute. But what I want to do is obviously take these out, put the other ones in, and then I want to weigh one of these or all of these, and then weigh the other ones, just to see how much weight I'm going to be saving, because obviously weight at the top of the van affects kind of like, you know, stability going around bends and all that kind of stuff. So if I can save a little bit of weight from the top of the van, should lead to better handling or just, yeah, better stability. And it was this exact moment in time where I realised that I had no idea how I'd put all this together. Had I simply screwed things? If so, what sort of screw head have I used? Were all the screw heads visible? Perhaps some were hidden by another bit of wood that I added afterwards. Did I glue things? Were they nailed in? I have no idea. But at the end of the day, can't argue with them. They're still upright. Nothing's broken. So for 3 years and everything that I've done, these cupboards have actually done the job quite well. I actually got the idea of these cupboards that I'm going to be installing from Rob, from the channel Pack the Van and Go. So yeah, it's only right and proper that at the time it comes to removing these old cupboards and popping the new ones in, that Rob's around to help me out. If not only just to lend a you know, strong pair of arms to hold these heavy cupboards as I take them off. Shut these fuckers. Yay! It's actually not that bad.
Shut up, just because it's on camera.
It's not as heavy as I thought.
These are not the cabinets you're looking for.
And one of the first things to do was to weigh the old cabinets.
Fuck. Just keep going.
It's locked in, you're right. Don't need to do it. Yep, that is 11.75 kilograms. And there are 4 of these in my camper van. And yeah, that's an awful lot of weight at the top of the camper van. So yeah, quite intrigued to weigh the actual unit that we're going to be replacing them with. Rob's just opening it now, and these are a fabric unit. Like I say, Rob's put them in his van, and they are, well, they're brilliant. In fact, I think they're like one of the best things I've seen for people like me that are sort of lacking in the skills to design and build you know, these cupboards. I think they're brilliant. I think they are the perfect thing that complements, you know, like the Solway panels that I used in my van. So something that you can basically just sort of like get out of the box, install in the van, and then yeah, easy. So let's see how much they weigh first, and then obviously we'll go through the installation and show you what they look like. 2.8. So it's 9 kilos saving.
Yeah, the problem is I'd zoom right on. You know,
I'm a nostril hair.
see you later, yeah, bogies. We get in this room.
I mean, that's half the screws. It's already sturdy AF, isn't it?
Yeah, what are you doing?
Now I'm putting the other 3 screws in. Fits better than the ones I made. So that is everything that came out of the cupboards and has gone back in the cupboards. So that's my snack one on that side, and that's just sort of like work one really. Save a bit of weight, and they are sturdy as, literally. So these are the screws, self-tapping screws and huge washers that you get. But you also get these fittings as well. If you've got an L-track system, obviously then you can just use these to clip straight in the L-track, fasten them up, and then they're in, so you don't need the screws. But obviously I don't have an L-track system, so I'm making use of these whopping thick screws, which are great. So this side's a bit of a mess because that's where the cables come in for Starlink and antennas and stuff like that. So that's come off, and then thinking of moving that piece there, just chopping it off so that the 2 cupboards on that side float further towards this end. I need to work out what's going on with all these, just so that when I put the cupboard up there, you know, they don't get in the way, and I don't want screws going through there and things like that, obviously, as well. I thought this might be interesting info for you, just so you know what it's made up of. So it's like corrugated plastic inside. I'll just have to put that hole there to correspond with my antennas on the roof and everything coming through. So I put a hole in so everything can come through there. So I made the decision, and the decision is it's going. Right, so we've got kitchen one done. These are so empty, it's untrue. The other ones are quite full. And that one over the bedroom done. That was a bit tricky because of the ridges that stick out into the roof. So like the supporting brackets and that. So we're going to work on that one now, and that is the final one. So it's that cupboard that really kind of triggered all this change. So getting a new mattress, which is amazing. I'll talk about a new mattress in a little bit actually. But new mattress equals height of the bed's gone up. And it's that's the problem. I made these cupboard doors have this overhang so that it's you know, instead of having a handle on. And unfortunately that means they dip down too much, and they're hollow doors, so I can't like chop it down a little bit and then connect it on from there. So the alternative is just to get rid of them and then put in the fabric ones. Save weight, and the fabric ones, like I say, they're out of the way, I'm not going to smack my head on it. But yeah, you live and learn. And at the time these cupboards were made for those doors, so I got the doors as a tribute, pun intended, to the old tribute campervan that we had. And that then dictated the size of the cupboard, the width and all that kind of stuff. So it made it a little bit easier for me that really didn't have any design of what I wanted to do with that kind of stuff. Made it easier for me just to work out how to build the cupboards. And that's why the cupboards are the size they are. And therefore, the van has space and a little bit of things that are a bit quirky about it, including the fact that the cupboards are crap because I built them and I didn't know what they were doing. I just need to make sure that the holes were the right size so those cupboard doors fit in them, and that's about as much as it meant to me. So let's unpack one of these, just in case you've not picked it up already, how you actually make them. So they come flat packed. Open them up, and you got these little things inside that go against the side. That bit there expands outwards, and then these pieces push out, and they've got Velcro on the back that goes on Velcro on the side there. So push them in, push them in the corner, make sure the Velcro goes together, and it's done. These roll up like that, and then Velcro there, like that. And you get the one for the other side. Again, like I say, So it goes that way against the side. So this side is what you get inside. Those little things go to the back, and then the shape, and like I said, the Velcro then sticks to the side. So it goes in. Do the front corner first, front leading edge first, and then push the back. And then make sure the Velcro is done inside, and that's your cupboard made up. So those are the 6 holes at the back, fixing holes at the back there, and you've got 6 fixing holes on the top as well, and that gives you the rigidity and security. And then on each end you've got a really big pocket. On the sides you've got these little things, so you can, you know, like put pens or whatever you want, little loops there. In the middle you've got more loops, and in the bottom you've got loops there, loops there, loops there, and then 4 really decent size little pockets at the bottom. The other end, like I say, we've got another pocket there as well. So plenty of storage, and like I say, really lightweight. What was it, 2 and a bit kilos. Just got to get that up there now. So in this particular cupboard are these packing cubes, and they've got things like towels in there, bedding, summer clothes, winter clothes, you know, sort of like all the usual stuff, all packed into the little cubes and stored in that locker. Just makes it easier to get stuff out of bed in the morning. And yeah, they just fit back in perfectly. And there we go, all done. So got all those down one side, those over the bedroom, or bed area, which give me far more headspace. It's about 5 or 6 centimeters more headspace, and I've got the extra storage for all the nets around the side and the loops and everything else. So actually I've got more storage than I had before in slightly less space with far less weight. Like say 40 kilos weight saving in total. Well, it's different in here. I don't know if you, I mean, I'll have a listen when I watch all this back, but I don't know if you can hear, but the acoustics of my van have changed. It's now much softer, and it's also feels like it's sound deadening slightly more as well. Now I get it, you know, soft fabrics with all these kind of like, you know, different edges to them and soft edges and things like that are way better at absorbing sound waves than harsh flat surfaces like this and like the old cupboards. So the fact that now I've replaced a lot of hard edges with soft edges, yeah, it's going to change the acoustics, but I didn't realize how much that might actually change. That's quite shocking, not something I expected. And then along with the bed, so comfy sleep, and it's quieter in here. I slept like a log last night. Yeah, that's a massive change. Like really looking forward actually to many more, you know, peaceful, quiet, comfy nights. But like I say, the sort of impetus of this change was that the mattress is taller. And I changed the mattress because when I got obviously into all these things with the engine and everything like that, I was staying in the caravan and I had aches and pains in the morning, wasn't comfortable at all. And I then purchased like a 75mm thick just foam layer to go over the top of the, you know, the sort of sofa cushions that you make up to be a flatbed in a caravan. They're never great anyway, and that helped slightly, but I would always wake up in the morning with lots of aches and pains. And then when I got the van back, I was like, oh yeah, comfy bed, I can't wait. And then after about a week I realized that whilst it was slightly comfier, that there was an underlying thing there, and I was still waking up with aches and pains, and also the fact that I had, throughout probably the sort of first 3 months of this year, not been that impressed with my bed anymore. And the mattress was an IKEA memory foam mattress, so it's all foam with a portion of memory foam on top, about 17 centimeters thick, thereabouts. And I'd had it for obviously 3 years, and it was comfortable at the time, but for whatever reason, not comfortable anymore. So I've gone for this beast, which is 25 centimeters thick, with a little bit of a memory foam bit on top, but then 2 different layers of pocket springs underneath. And oh wow, is that comfortable. I mean, like night and day above the other one. So yeah, that obviously meant that it was higher up, which meant that my head was closer to these sort of overhead lockers, cupboards, whatever you want to call them. Get up in the morning, smack my head. So that was why I was going for these cupboards. Like I say, I've explained about the difference in the little sort of height of the cupboard door and everything for the old ones. And yeah, couldn't be happier. Comfy bed. Different acoustics in the van, so it's quieter, and saving 40 kilograms of weight as well. Well, yeah, wish I could save 40. Probably, I think I might be dead actually if I save 40 kilograms of weight. It's like over, well, it's probably about 40% of my body weight, so that's probably not a good idea, that is it? But anyhow, 40% weight saving in the van. It's like half a tank of diesel, so it's a considerable amount of weight not to carry around anymore. And yeah, overall, very happy. So one thing I will say is that I worked out how much it cost to make the other cupboards. Buying the ply, the doors, hinges, all the sort of hardware and everything that went into it. And not including my time as well, because obviously I'm not a professional, so you can't really include my time. Yeah, it's by far cheaper to buy them than it is to make a decent cupboard. Something that's substantial, or probably more substantial than them, but you know what I'm saying. So yes, not only are they cheaper, much easier to install obviously, and yeah, quieter, no rattles, no squeaks. And I've just kind of chucked stuff in because I'm still trying to find out where to put everything, because I've actually got a little bit more storage now because I've got the dual one over the kitchen. So oh, happy days. Anyway, we're on our way to Coningsby. I say we because Rob from Pack the Van and Go is behind as well. So it's Bank Holiday Sunday. I'm going to see what's going on at RAF Coningsby. Well, the first test of the first drive out proved that, they haven't fallen down. Everything has stayed inside them, so that's a good bonus too. And yes, it's much quieter now. So if you're looking for a new mattress or some new overhead lockers, I can thoroughly suggest these. So yeah, me and Rob got here now at RAF Coningsby, and tomorrow, which is the start of the VE celebrations, Bank Holiday Monday, some of the aircraft are setting off from here to go and do the sort of like VE celebrations fly past down sort of London, Buckingham Palace, and the Mall kind of like fly past they usually do. So we're going to catch them setting off from here, and then obviously coming back from here as well. And yeah, by all accounts, it should be a good show. Should be cool. But now, get some food and yeah, have a nice kippies. Can't believe how many people have turned up. It's like going watching the Tour de France. I've never seen this place so busy before, like never. So yeah, I'm gonna get up on the top. I'm gonna take my big camera because it's quite a windy day today, so hopefully I'll get it captured a little bit better as well. Just show you a bit of the aircraft that we're going to watch. A Lancaster bomber. I wasn't expecting that to come today. I saw the Hurricane take off, and I've just seen that come back as well. So yeah, so exciting. Bit of a plane nerd. Not as much as Mandy is. Obviously, she's still looking after family matters at the moment with her parents. So I've been sending her videos and showing her what's going on and stuff like that. But yeah, what a fantastic day. And I got to watch a little bit on my iPad as well for the actual VE fly pass and everything like that. So it was weird to be all the way up here and then literally like 7 or 8 minutes they were down in central London. It's like, yep, okay, they're fast. So anyway, yeah, pretty cool day. And yeah, just finish this video off now. Like I said, talked about the cupboards, talked about the new mattress, and yeah, a few other bits and bobs I've done in this video. Can't honestly remember now, I've done so much. Oh yeah, biggest thing, obviously, got the van back. Completely forgot about that. But yeah, got the van back and it's driving lovely. Everything's been you know, sort of taken care of, and yeah, well chuffed. Basically rebuilt the engine, so almost new engine anyway. Gone through the gearbox, clutch, brakes, turbo pipes, injectors, literally everything. So start from scratch, brand new van almost, apart from, you know, inside. Well, now the inside is as well. New bed, new top lockers. So yeah, well happy with that one. So yeah, happy video with many new things, and everything went well. That's what we need, folks. Need more videos like this, more positive videos with good things happening. Yes, please. Until the next positive, brilliant video, I shall see you again. Bye.